given every NFL team Patrick Mahomes to try and break the NFL. Will a team like the Bears become the next NFL superpower? Or maybe even the Commanders? Time to sim season numero uno. So of course the Cowboys with Mahomes have the NFL's best record. The Chargers actually beat out the Chiefs for the AFC West, and I don't even see the Chiefs up there. Did they have like a horrible season once everybody got Patrick? Oh my god, dude, where did the Chiefs go? They had the second worst record in the entire league. Like, you can't make that up. Cardinals still suck. But literally, just through one season, it is insane to me how much the rest of the league seems like they're actually on an even playing field. Today, we're gonna ultimately simulate through 4 seasons, and if the OG Patrick still wins a Super Bowl with the Chiefs, I've got to buy every Mahomes card listed on the market and discard them all for 100 coins. Like, I actually really hope I don't have to do that. Now, I am excited to see how all the Patricks did this year. Like, did the actual Patrick Mahomes suck this year? I mean, that's definitely not the worst of seasons. Like, how this team only win 3 games. I mean, if this Patrick almost had the worst record in the NFL, there's got to be a Patrick out there that threw for like 50, 60 touchdowns. Now, the worst offense in the league goes to the Cardinals, and the best offense goes to, of course, the Dallas Cowboys. You did have the Bengals and Titans up there. Now, which Patrick actually won the league MVP? That goes to the Cincinnati Bengals Patrick. Cowboys Patrick in second. Like, I'm actually excited to see how these guys actually did statistically this year. And for the Titans Patrick, the one thing I did notice, although those aren't the craziest stats, for some reason, he let the running game go wild. Now, how did the MVP Patrick do? I mean, that's just insane, man. 4,700 yards, 42 touchdowns to only 4 interceptions, which led the Bengals to have 3 1,000-yard receivers. How about the Cowboys, Patrick? I mean, now that's just a ridiculous ratio. Now, did we actually not have a Patrick throw for 50-plus touchdowns? No, we didn't actually. 42 is the most, and honestly, it's kind of shocking. Although down here, you know, you have the Bills Patrick Mahomes throwing for 32 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. So the Cardinals apparently just wanted to tank for Caleb, because for some reason, they are the only team to start their original starter over them. Dude, for 22 interceptions. Now, you didn't have the Bucks Patrick Mahomes throw for the most picks with 10. You had a few out there have subpar seasons for Patrick Mahomes standards. Seems like Chris Olave benefited the most. Although I do have to say 19 touchdowns from Brandon Ayuk is wild. Same thing here with Tyler Boyd getting 15 and Adam Thielen with 13. Must feel good to be Max Crosby and sack Patrick Mahomes 20 times. And Tre'Davious White picked off Mahomes 5 times. Now time to see which Patrick actually makes the Super Bowl. And it's gonna be the Dallas Cowboys against the Jacksonville Jags. The Cowboys with Mahomes blew out the Niners and absolutely annihilated the Eagles. So I'd be shocked here if the Jags won it all. And yeah, the Cowboys absolutely annihilated them. I really hope I didn't set the stage for the Cowboys to win 4 consecutive Super Bowls. Now into season 2, I'm interested to see if any of these new receivers who signed with new squads actually ball out with Patrick. Just now noticing the Chiefs might actually be worse next year. Now I'm also very curious whether or not all the teams having Patrick affect the NFL draft. And my friends, it does look like not a single quarterback went in the first round. Like, why would you draft a QB if you have Patrick Mahomes? Now I do want to see, when was the first quarterback drafted? Okay, Miles McMillan with the Vikings. Okay, so that's when the run on quarterbacks really started to go. Maybe those teams don't have enough money for Patrick. Hey, looks like the Cardinals finally came to their senses, and I can confirm it does look like all teams are expected to have Patrick as their starter. Like, honestly, if they were to bench Patrick, they all deserve to get fired. The question now is, how much is the NFL gonna change here in season number 2? Like, will the Chiefs have one of the worst records in the league again? The Raiders this time with an incredible 16-1 season. Lions and Dolphins with good years. Like, could you imagine the Niners with Patrick Mahomes at quarterback? The Cowboys still make the playoffs at 10-7, and they'll find a way to make the Super Bowl, I'm telling you. But a massive bounce back season from the OG. Now, season number 2's worst record goes to the Seattle Seahawks. My Titans, the Bears, and the Patriots all follow with horrible seasons. Although the Cardinals at least doubled their win total from last year, the 49ers barely edge out the Lions for the best offense in the league. Although the Packers scored 28.2 points per game, how do you only score 17.6 points per game with Patrick Mahomes? This year's MVP is going to go to the Rams Patrick. Ravens Patrick came in second. Bengals Patrick came in third, which the Ravens Patrick also ran for over 750 yards and 10 rushing touchdowns with an incredible season through the air too. How did he not win MVP? What did the Rams do? Okay, 39 touchdowns to a singular interception. Although the Ravens' Mahomes did have 8 more rushing touchdowns. Like, I honestly feel like the Baltimore Patrick got robbed. So was the Raiders' 16-1 season about Patrick or Josh Jacobs' 2,000-yard season? The Cowboys, Pat, led the league in yards, but I am shocked that you gave every single team Patrick Mahomes and not one is thrown for 5,000 yards yet. You had the Patriots, Pat, and the Philadelphia, Pat, as the only two with 10-plus interceptions. Which receiver benefited the most this season? Cooper Kupp led the league in receiving touchdowns too. Khalil Mack, 75 years old at this point, still sacking Patrick Mahomes 16 times. Now time to see if the OG Patrick can make it back to the Super Bowl, or will it just be the Cowboys again? The Cowboys got eliminated, which leads to the 49ers and the Ravens this time making the Super Bowl. Honestly, I feel like it'd be pretty freaking realistic if the 49ers with Patrick Mahomes won a Super Bowl. Like, they'd be too good of a team, but no, the Ravens actually win it. Lamar finally gets the ring, although be it as a backup. Wonder if D-Hop now with the Colts Patrick can ball out. Oh no. Wonder if this will be the first time in history no QBs get drafted in the first round 2 consecutive drafts. And it does look like for a second consecutive draft, there was not a QB taken in the first round. Although there was taken with the first pick of the second round. Seems like the quarterbacks right now have nothing higher than a second round ceiling. Funny how the Patriots drafted one with their Patrick Mahomes throwing the most interceptions. Now the OG only has 2 more seasons now to win a Super Bowl to make me fail today's challenge. And at this point, literally every single one of them still are a 99 overall. Here's to the Chiefs going winless this season. The Bengals and Seahawks in season 3 with the best 2 records at 13-4. And I have to say, on average, I think the Patrick Mahomes from the Bengals has performed the best the first 3 years. The Chiefs this season, oh god, they snuck into the playoffs, so there's a chance they could win it all. Broncos also sneak in at 8-9. And the worst record trophy this year goes to the Vikings and Texans. Honestly, if you're a Cardinals fan and you can't win with Mahomes, bro, you're doomed. And funny enough, it looks like the Chiefs, when you do average in points per game, did have the best offense in the league by quite a bit, so maybe this is the OG's year. And for MVP, I'm going with the Cincinnati Bengals. No, oh god, the OG Patrick does win MVP, so that is kind of crazy. Thank God set that as a challenge. Ravens one's been robbed 2 straight years. Okay, so the OG did have a pretty wild season, you know, 75% completion percentage, but finally somebody threw for more than 5,000 yards, and it just happened to be him. Not the leading Chiefs receiver that I expected, but also didn't expect 95-year-old Travis Kelce to be putting up these numbers still. Crazy enough, even though he won MVP, the Cowboys' Mahomes threw for more yards by quite a bit. Like, randomly now, we get 2 5,000-yard passers. Nobody threw for more than 7 interceptions this season, which is actually insane. It actually got me thinking. CJ and Devin Witherspoon led the league in interceptions with 4, which it seems like on average, the league leader in interception averages, you know, about 7, 8, maybe 9 interceptions a season. So this low total is definitely the Patrick effect. Surprised with every team having Pat. They haven't had one 2,000-yard receiver yet. And safe to say, Patrick does not like any of these fellas. Just please tell me the Chiefs don't make the Super Bowl this year. Thank God. They did make it to the divisional though, so they might be poised for a final run in 2026. But it is the Giants getting the dub this season. Hopefully, fellas, I can survive at least one more season. We got Lockett on the Patriots now. We got Traylon and Romeo Dubs getting identical contracts, so maybe one of them will finally break out. Now, will we finally have a first-round draft pick at the quarterback position? And again, it seems like not a single quarterback taken in the first round, although in the second round, there was one taken with the 4th pick. Now, can we please make it one final season without the Chiefs completely ruining my day? So the Falcons sit alone in 2026 with the league's best record. Please tell me the Chiefs, oh god, they made the playoffs again. How do I already know that the OG's gonna ruin my day by winning the Super Bowl with this last final freaking chance? One interesting note is that the worst teams only lose like 4 games games. Like, normally got your teams that only win 1 or 2 a year. So at least Pat does raise that floor at least a little bit. Please don't tell me the Chiefs have the best offense again. The Falcons stole that crown this season. The Vikings had the most points per game. Can the OG win back-to-back? No. He did come in 4th, though. What the frick is going on with the Titans, Patrick? No 5,000-yard Patrick this season, although the OG did lead all quarterbacks. I'm actually so disappointed not one of them threw for more than 50 touchdowns. Like, that's insane to me. And again, shocked that we didn't have one receiver with more than like 1,800 yards. Although we still do have a few balling out. Just please tell me Kansas City got first rounded, and thank God! These Patricks are officially safe, but it is going to be the Pat from Seattle to round us out. Maybe it actually was that Traylon signing that made the difference. Now, hopefully you guys enjoyed that one, and if you did, you can click right here to watch another experiment on the channel that I promise you is probably actually better than this one.